Servus, Männer, it's Red Pill Germany again. So it finally happened. Today, the German government declared the AfD the largest and, if you ask me, the only opposition party in Germany, a extreme right-wing party. They said verified extreme right-wing, whatever that means. So this is big news in Germany. It is taken seriously by some people in Germany. And today I try to explain to you who made this assessment, why they made this assessment, what it really means, and what the consequences might be. So, it's a wonderful sunny day. I'm here at the park. And just listen while I try to shed some light on this whole verified, extremely right-wing party affair. Okay, so maybe I should start by explaining to you who said that. It was the secret police of Germany, or the Domestic Intelligence Service, the Bundesamt für Verfassungsschutz, the Federal Office for the Protection of the Constitution. Now that sounds mighty official and mighty important. All it is a secret police operation, like we had them also in previous German states, the right and the left-wing variant that you all know. You all know these names for these secret police departments and offices. Yeah, and there is no difference here. They are a direct instrument of the ruling powers to control and crack down on the opposition. That's what it is. It's a political office, and it is also important, very important to note that they are not independent. They are completely under the control of the Federal Ministry for the Interior, and the head of that is at the moment still Secretary for the Interior, Miss Nancy Faeser, an Antifa member. Yeah, Germany is a communist Antifa state, and they are controlling also this domestic secret police. Okay, so that means a lot of Germans actually think that this is some kind of independent institution, just like during the times of the Great Plague. There is an institute called the Robert Koch Institute, which sounds something like the Fraunhofer Institute or the Max Planck Institute, like some prestigious independent research organization that is beholden to the highest standards of science and whatnot. No, the Robert Koch Institute also is a political office that is, or a political department, office, something like that, an institution that is under the direct control of the Secretary for Health. And that was at the time Jens Spahn or Karl Lauterbach then afterwards. So if a party politician says, publish this, then they do it. And if a party politician says, don't publish this, they don't publish this, or make this announcement or whatnot, and this happened, for example, I don't want to go on too big a tangent, but just so that you get what I'm trying to say when I say that they are absolutely under the control of the political parties, I want to mention that also the fact that our foreign intelligence organization, the Bundesnachrichtendienst, BND, they thought that a lab leak for the Wuhan flu, or whatever you want to call it, was the most likely scenario. Very early on, they had that information, and they came, after checking all the sources, they came to the conclusion that a lab leak is the most likely scenario, and almost certainly it was a lab leak from the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Yeah, that was being kept swept under the rug for years, and just recently it was officially announced, or it was officially published, what we all knew I mean, I made videos about that years ago, and everyone knew it. Yeah? Many researchers also spoke out, and they were vilified, etc. It's a long tangent, sorry. But just so you know, these departments, these institutions, they are not independent. Yeah? So when they say that the AfD is an extremely right-wing party, all that means is that the SPD, the Social Democrat Party of Germany, that is heading the Ministry for the Interior right now, think that this would be in their best interest if the people think that the AfD is a right-wing extremist or something. That is all that this means, nothing else. There is not a kernel of truth, or there need not to be a kernel of truth in that story. Just like with the narrative that they pushed that the Wuhan flu came actually from some bats in some cave or whatever. Yeah, completely false, completely manufactured, made up by the very people that created this virus in the lab in the first place. Diabolical. Maybe some material for another presentation. As you know, nobody went to jail over this so far. Yeah, even in the States, I believe. So anyway, so that is just so you get a feeling of what this Bundesamt für Verfassungsschutz is. It is just a German state institution, a bureau, an office that does exactly as the ruling parties say. Yeah? And so what does this mean now? A lot of Germans still are under the illusion that this is some independent institute and that they, in accordance with our constitution and with legal practices and with the consensus in the legal community, after weighing all the facts and in all the information, concluded that the AfD is somehow dangerous, and they want to, this is what it means in the end, they want to say that they want to do away with democracy, they want to subvert the system, and they want to install some military dictatorship. It's completely nonsensical. There are absolutely zero indications of that. There is not, of course, there is no proof of something that is not true, and there are not even some indications of that. Nothing. They're completely blank. And they have some kind of reasons they give, but they all don't make any sense. It's complete word salad. They say, for example, that the AfD has an ethnic concept of ethnicity. Yeah, okay. So they have, in German, sie haben ein völkisches Konzept des Volkes. Yeah. Volk and völkisch is the same thing. Völkisch is the adjective, Volk is the noun. It's like ethnicity and ethnic, yeah? So so that means they are able to use a dictionary. What is that supposed to tell us, yeah? It just means that you must understand, and maybe I'm taking it too far once again. I hope this won't be a very long video, but so you must understand, until 1990, we had a different law for citizenship. So who belongs to the Volk, yeah, to the Staatsvolk. So and that was by blood. Yeah, you need to be related to a German, and then you're part of the German people. Yeah. And that changed because there were enemies of the Constitution back then. Evil enemies of the Constitution who tried to change our Constitution, turn it into something else. And they did. And it was Gerhard Schröder and Joschka Fischer, SPD and Green Party. They ruled back then. They won the election. And they changed that law. And from now on, a passport determines if you are German or not. Until then, until 1990, I think, around that time, 1990, we had still the law of blood and not the law of paper, but they replaced that. So back then nobody said they should go to jail because they're enemies of the Constitution and they changed the German Constitution. Oh, that is unconstitutional. Because whenever you change the Constitution, the belief was unconstitutional until the moment that you changed the Constitution, by very definition, by logic. Yeah. So whenever you change the Constitution, you are anti-constitutional because you change it. Yeah. Haha. Very funny. So this is basically the logic that they're using against the AfD now, trying to make it sound like they're criminals or something. Yeah. And the AfD just, well, there are officially, they say, they completely adhere to what our present constitution, so post 1990, says. But of course, we all know that major parts of the AfD, and that is very true, and they should be open about it, I think, that they think you should be related to a German by blood. Otherwise, you can't be German. That is also my opinion, and that is the opinion of, I think, large parts of the people. If they really think about it, if they really make up their minds, this is what they believe. I hope, at least. I mean, I'm voting for them. I hope this is actually their belief, and they should be open about it. And it shouldn't be illegal to think that. Yeah, it was like that until 1990, and then they changed the constitution. So all we want is to go back to prior 1990, and that is not the Third Reich, as you all know. That is Federal Republic of Germany, even in the already united form. So anyway, that is not in and of itself illegal or dangerous. It just means that, well, Trump also wants to end birthright citizenship, and I applaud him for that. This is exactly what the US needs right now, and this is what the AfD also wants, that you're not German just because you're in Germany. A tourist that overstays his welcome shouldn't automatically become a German. That is insane. Yeah, and to believe that you should be ethnically German in order to be German and have a German passport, that is not crazy. That is what most countries do. This is what we did until the 90s, and yeah, that's what we need again. Anyway, so now you know what kind of institution made that call, and they did that at the direct command of Nancy Faeser, of course, even though she says it wasn't so, but it's of course a joke, because she has to leave office very soon, and she wants to cement the firewall. She wants to cement the cordon sanitaire before she leaves office. Yeah, because she is completely Antifa, and maybe the person afterwards is not as much Antifa as she is or something. I don't know what the rationale is, because the political establishment in Germany, the deep state, the media, the universities, what have you, they are really afraid that the CSU, that they will abandon this firewall and they will just on some level, at some point, work together with the AfD, because these crazy leftists, that is maybe too crazy even for them at some point, and they're really scared, right? It's like an old ugly woman that is scared that her successful, still in shape husband leaves her for a hot young girl, and she wants to kind of safeguard her future or something. And this is one of these measures, because all the media, as if it was a concerted effort, right? As if this was all orchestrated. They're all writing articles now that, oh, now the CDU cannot possibly work together. Otherwise, they're also extreme right-wingers. By the way, what does that even mean? What does extreme right-wing even mean when our Minister for the Interior is a Stasi glorifying, probably Antifa girly? Yeah, well, old now, but still. Yeah. What does that even mean? Means nothing, basically. Yeah, no German should take this serious, and we should all have a laugh about it and go on with our day. But I know that we won't. Well, I will, but many Germans will take that super seriously, and they will try to ban the AfD, of course. This is one of the steps towards banning the AfD, and they're very open about that. This is not something I'm making up. They're very, very open and vocal about that they need to ban the AfD ASAP now. So the AfD, just a little reminder, they have now, I believe, 27% of the votes in a federal election poll in Germany. They overtook the CDU-CSU. They are the strongest party in Germany right now, and they want to ban them. The strongest party that is the only real opposition in Germany, and they want to ban them. Yep. Let's see how that goes. All right. So this is what I have at the moment. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about that. And yeah, we have a lot of things going on in the world right now. For example, in Romania, the conservative candidate was banned from being a candidate. He was targeted by law enforcement and by the courts. They made sure that he cannot stand for election. And we have this in Germany now, where they just want to ban the whole opposition. But they call themselves democratic. And the US, they called out Germany. They said, this is tyranny. And I fully agree. Of course, this is tyranny. This is communist tyranny. But the Germans say, no, we lecture you, the US, now on democracy. And we say, no, this is actually democracy. If you ban the whole opposition, that is democracy. Yeah, if your political leaders, if they idolize Rosa Luxemburg, Karl Marx and Stalin and Mao and Trotsky, that is actual democracy. Well, that is German democracy for you in a nutshell. Servus, Kameraden.